Hi my friends, Cooking Mom here with Cooking Baby. I decided this evening that we needed to have some Amish Sweet Rolls to go with our dinner. And Linda's Pantry published something in her video a few months back on it, and I liked it very much. I cut the recipe in half, and I just wanted to show you how you can make this without a machine, okay? I'm going to have Cooking Baby give you the recipe as I put it all together. The other thing I do that's different is I really sort of dump everything into the bowl. I'll show you exactly. Now here, I just want to discuss this with you a minute. I have 2 cups of liquid, which is about 1.5 cup of warm water, should be about 110 degrees. Plus I put half a cup of my sourdough starter in with it, because I try to use up my sourdough starter every time I make bread, actually. So now, let me show you. First we're going to put the yeast in with the sourdough starter so that it can come alive. Baby, how much is it?
There is 1.5 tablespoons of yeast there.
Okay, so 1.5 tablespoons of yeast, which I put in, and I'll give it a little stir so that it can wake up. Once it becomes frothy, we'll proceed with this recipe and put it in the flour. I'll let Baby read you out the ingredients while I do some stirring.
Okay, so there is, as Cooking Mom said, there's 2 cups of water, warm water in this recipe. There's 2/3 a cup of sugar. There is 1/4 cup of oil, and this recipe calls for 5 to 6 cups of flour, but we put in 5 right now. And there is 3 teaspoons of salt required.
So I've already sifted the 5 cups and of flour. I'm going to add the oil now to the yeast and the water mixture. Put the sugar and the salt into the flour. Usually you do the salt last because it doesn't like, the yeast doesn't like it. It likes sugar so that it can come alive. Now I'm just going to mix this all up in the bowl using my spoon and put it together with my hands. Lots of times I'll do it in a machine, but today I thought my friends would like to see it done the old-fashioned way. So you just stir until it comes together. Do you know bread is kind of a feel? You have to feel how bread is, how bread comes together. See how it's slowly absorbing, the flour's absorbing. This is just regular flour. Nice, very nice. We feel it. Not bad. I think it needs a little more wet. So, find out I do things on the fly a lot. I think what I would like is a little bit of yogurt. A little bit of whey and a little bit of yogurt. You could use buttermilk, you could use milk, you could use just the whey, you could use just yogurt, but I think water works really well. Now let's get this all together. Put it on the table. Bring it together. Let's see how it does. There we go. Nice. Slowly, slowly. Again, like most things, food should never be rushed. Bread should not be rushed. You just bring it together. You're looking for it to become soft and pliable. It's a little bit sticky. That's good. Enough water. And I'll just knead this until I get a nice soft consistency. Now, you know, when you knead bread, a lot of people, I noticed that in school, we all have that tendency to use our shoulders up high. You know, your neck is all scrunched up and you look like you're carrying something on your back. But in fact, you need to keep your shoulders down and you need to push the bread. I push the bread with my hips, more or less. I don't use too much arm strength. I use my weight, which is considerable, and I lean into the bread by pushing from my feet. And my feet are not together. I have one foot in front of the other, and I kind of lean into the bread. You see how it's down and push forward? It takes almost no strength that way to bring the bread together, and it's actually very relaxing. It's very good for you to learn how to use your body that way, even as a older person or as a woman. I think we have a tendency to keep our mind and our body and our weight too high up, and that's why you find you breathe funny, and you should try to keep your weight lower all the time. You know how you do that? Keep your mind lower. Think about your feet. Push. Squeeze. See how it's come together now already? Very nice. And we'll just keep going now until we have a smooth surface. Then I'll oil the bowl and I'll leave it in the oven for an hour and a half with the light on for it to rise. Then when it's done, we'll take it out of the oven and baby and I will weigh it. I always weigh my bread when I'm going to make it into rolls or into any loaves or anything. I didn't do that before school, but I do that now because they are all even size. Then you always get the even sizes. Something good to learn in school. Makes sense. Weigh everything. I weigh it in grams because I don't like math. It's easier to divide. And then all of our buns always end up the same size, more or less, except if we're off a little bit and when we divide it up. So you see now? Back and forth. Look how lovely. So now we're going to continue with our Amish Sweet Rolls. And this is our dough after it's been rising for an hour and a half. And I'm going to take it out of this container and we are going to weigh it. But first, a little flour. See, look, nice and smooth, beautiful. Lots of buns there. Hope everybody's hungry. Okay. Now we're going to weigh it. Can you see it, baby? Can you see it in here? They're weighing it?
I can see, yes.
Okay, so here we go. Let's find out what it weighs. 1604 grams. Okay.
And you want to make 12?
Yeah.
Okay.
This one has to be 133. Okay. So now, baby and I will make buns weighing 133 and roll them up and put them on the baking sheet. So, and then we'll start rolling them into buns. show you that, like this. And my baby will help. See, nice and round inside, nicely closed. And we'll make 12 lovely buns. And then we'll show you afterwards how that looks. So here we are, my friends. Nice bunch of rolls, sweet Amish rolls. What I'll do is wait half an hour to 40-45 minutes, depending on how long it takes for it to double. Then I'll score it and I will egg wash it. Hi again, friends. The buns have risen to double the size. I'm now going to score them quickly, and baby's going to go ahead and egg wash them. Simple, simple. There we go. Okay, baby. Let's egg wash. I need to sharpen my knife, I see. When it expands on the inside, you want to score them so they don't blow up. Well, in the wrong direction. Nice. Then we'll put them in for 35 minutes. Well, we'll watch them. More figure 35 minutes. But it could be a little less, a little more. As my teacher said, it's finished when it's finished. It's done when it's done. It's cooked when it's cooked. Recipes are a measurement. They're not an exact thing a lot of the time. As Chef Pepin said once, a recipe really is never repeated exactly the same twice, because it can't be. The chef is different. The ingredients are slightly different. You're just shooting for something as close to what it was originally. So don't be afraid, April. Go ahead and just adapt and enjoy and play with it. This again is just yeast, bread, flour, oil a little bit, but it's delicious. And tomorrow I can make these into all sorts of other things. We made breadcrumbs and croutons from anything that isn't eaten. Just toast them up with Italian spices or whatever you normally like. So now these will go in the oven, and I hope you all enjoyed. Have a great day.